So in this video, we're going to look at the guard of Wacht or Wacht, which is represented in Meyer's treatise on the Dussack in his 8th chapter. The guard itself looks like this, where I have one hand placed near the other, held above my head in a low stance, with my high line protected, but my mid and low lines vulnerable. This is useful for a number of reasons that we're going to go over. But the first thing I want to cover is the precept of how to use the Wacht. Even though it's toward the end of his section, Meyer talks about how we will use the Wacht to overreach our opponent. What he describes is that if an opponent cuts in toward my left side, toward my left, then I will step away from the cut and cut in at his head. See how if he just freezes there, in this position I took my back foot and I moved it off to the side away from his cut and I cut into his head. That's the first half of the precept. The other one covers if he cuts from the opposite side, how I will do the same thing, but come off this way. Notice that in both cases, my response is just the high cut that I've already wound up by virtue of being in the Wacht. So we see here, if I face you, that if your cut comes in this way, I dodge off to one side. If it comes in the other way, I go to the other side. Always going over the opponent's cut. In our previous video on parrying, we saw how useful that is. Any high cut he throws, as long as I go over it, then I'm good to go, and I'm safe. One other option that we've discovered through our sparring and experimentation is a simple retreating step that is somewhat reminiscent of Giovanni Dell'Agocchie's work. So, if I'm in this position and he cuts at my wrists, or even better, if he cuts at my stomach, rather than stepping off to the side, I can just dodge back and overreach him. Notice the tuck in the body, so that even as he extends for that cut like he's supposed to, he can't reach me. Watch again. I can hit him and I'm safe. I bring the right foot near the left, tuck in the abdomen, and throw the strike out. So we have those three options. If he cuts coming around this way, I step around, cut it in his head. If he cuts the opposite direction, I come over this way, cut to the head, and if he cuts straight in, then I can go over, tag the arm, or if he were to cut at the belly, tag the head right there. What do you guys think?